Hello and welcome to my Chunky Knit channel, Off by Heart Design. We are going to make this puffy crochet flower today. And if you like what you see, like, subscribe, share, comment, and thank you. Okay, we are going to do the puffy crochet flower tutorial. So you need two different colors for this one. I'm going to do white and light pink. So we're going to start with a magic loop. So I hold the short end in my thumb, okay, and then I bring it over and behind, and then you are going to come underneath, pull through the working yarn, okay, twist it and make one stitch. So bring the working yarn through. Then you're going to do 10 stitches. So you're going to have the working yarn come through the middle. Okay, put it over your finger, and the working yarn now is underneath, and you're going to bring it through both loops. Okay, so that's your first stitch. You're going to do it again, bring it through. That's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At this point, you can take the tail and close in your circle a little bit. So this is 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so you have 10 stitches in your magic loop. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you want to take that short end and close in your circle as much as possible. Don't pull too tight, sometimes it can rip. Okay, so you want to try and close it as much as you can. Okay, so what I do is I cut off a long tail because you'll be using that to tie together the flowers if you're making more than one. And then I bring in my second color. So if you have small hands, this is going to be very difficult to do. I actually bought a crochet hook. I don't know if that would be better, but I'm going to show you how I do it with my fingers. And then if you can do it with a crochet hook, then I would recommend you do that. So you want to leave a long tail, okay, maybe like a foot. You're going to thread it into your last stitch that you have here. And this is going to be your second color. So I pull down and tighten that stitch so it stays in place. Okay. And what you're going to do is stitch 2. So you're going to do 1 and 2. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come around the back of your finger and you're working in the next stitch over, okay? So that's your first stitch in your circle, and you're going to bring in the yarn, okay? And you're going to do that 2 more times in the same stitch. Okay, this is where if you have small hands, it gets very difficult. Now you're going to do the same thing in the second stitch here, okay? Come around the back of your finger, and you want to keep this sort of loose, okay? So you don't want to be pulling in tight. You want to be bringing it out to match that first height. So that's 1. Through the back is 2. And then 3. And now what you're going to do is bring your working yarn through. So I use my finger to grab it. You're going to bring it through all of your loops. And this one I do in sections because I can't even get it through. So you bring it through all of them except for that first one. Okay? And now you have 2 left on your finger. Your working yarn is going to come through both of those loops. Okay? And you have your first petal. So then you do 1, 2 stitches, and you're going to, through the next stitch, bring the working yarn through, and you're going to switch that hoop through the other one, and that is your petal. And you're going to repeat this. So now you're going to do 2 stitches, 1, 2. Okay, and so again, keep it loose. You're going to bring your working yarn through, over the back of your finger. And now you're working in that same stitch that you closed the last petal in, okay? So this is 1. Again, bring it out. This is 2. Three. And now you're going to do that again through the next stitch. So back, 1, 2. This is where technique sort of fails because the thick yarn makes it really difficult. That's 3. Okay, then your working yarn comes through all of those loops until you're back at your first one. Okay, then your working yarn comes through and you do 1, 2, and you close off in the next stitch. Okay, 2 petals, 2 stitches. Okay, we're back. So you've just done 2 stitches. You're going to loop this around the back. Okay, that's 1. 2. 3. 1, 2. 3. Okay, and the working yarn is going to come through the back or through all your loops. Uh-oh. Okay, so you've finished your flower, and now you just want to find a spot where it's going to complete the petal. You want to pull it through an open spot in the flower. And the reason why I bring it in the front and down is because it keeps that V. So now you have a bunch of strings in the back. Your one string is to reclose your center. If it didn't completely close, sometimes it comes open while you're making your last or all your petals. And then what I do is you'll just tie them together. I do 2 knots. Sorry, my son is in the background. And you tie these 2 together. And then if you were connecting a few flowers, and if you were connecting some flowers together, you would use these to go through the flower on this side and then through the next petal and tie them. But there is your puffy crochet chunky knit flower.